Hello. So I will warn you that I mentioned that this exercise series was going to be a lighter, less high impact kind of Pilates series, but I just trialed it and it's a little bit more intense than I may have thought. So just pace yourself with this one, and I'm going to give you lots of variations that you can use if anything's flaring up a little bit. And otherwise, just stop if you've got any pain and let me know, and I can give you a modification exercise altogether. So I am only using my Pilates box for this series. You can use your step. Probably the higher the step is, the actual easier it will be. But I probably would use a step with 2 rises for this one because it would be around about the same height as my Pilates box here. So I did get a little bit keen. So there are 12 different rounds with this one, but some of the exercises are just repeated on the other side. So not 12 different exercises altogether. So starting off, as soon as you're ready, it's going to be a 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off series, and it will start on top of the box with one foot up on top, the other leg forward. So it's a lunge movement to begin with, but we are going to start in about 3 seconds. And then one foot up on top of the box. And then what you're going to do, so I've got my left leg forwards, it's a lunge down, and then a bow forwards over the thigh at the front. So lunging down, 2 different movements here, and then bow forwards at the hip joint. So sitting back into a lunge, you'll see my knee is directly over the top of my ankle, then bow forwards, head in line with spine. Sinking down, ribs are nice and tucked down towards the pelvis, not flaring out in front. Lengthen through the spine to bow forwards. Sitting down into a little lunge movement, bowing forwards at the hip joint. Hands can go wherever you like for this first round here. So I can hold onto my hips if I've got my balance. And I'm making sure that I've got my weight through those 3 different points on the foot. Beautiful. So switching legs for the other side now. Right leg's forwards. Actually, we've got 10 more seconds rest. So shake it out for a moment if you'd like to. And to make sure that I'm still in the frame. And then your left leg will go up on top of the box or step. And then lunging down and bow forwards at the hip joint. So lunging down, making sure that you've got those 3 points of contact with the front foot, and you should be as light as a feather with the back leg. So I'm holding on to that step probably with about 10% to 20% of my body weight, but about 80 to 90% of my body weight is in that forward leg. So lunge down, take it as slowly as you need to. It's a slow burn, this whole little series. Really blew me away. I was like, oh my God, so breathless. Sinking down into a lunge. So if you lose your balance a little bit, just focus on something that's about 2 meters ahead of you on the floor or wall, just to gain your balance again. Oh, thank goodness that one's over. Okay. Hips should be a little bit warmed up now. Now we are going to go into a plank movement. So the setup will be like this. Take a second to rest because you've still got 5 seconds. So you'll be in a plank position, and then you will reach back and tap your ankle. Reach back, tap your ankle. So see, as I come forwards to a plank position, then I come right back and reach for my ankle and look underneath my armpit. Reach and tap, come forwards to a plank. Reach and tap, come forwards to a plank. Now see here, it's really my upper body that's reaching. So I'm lifting my hips up high towards the ceiling. Wider angle makes it a little bit easier to stabilize through the body. So I'm really planting through my hand at the front so I can reach right back towards my ankle. Whew, my gosh, this gets really warm. So forward to a plank, reach back and tap. Forward to a plank, reach back and tap. Aiming not to pivot those hips over to the side. Open up through the chest, give those wrists a little break for a moment. I got carried away with all the different movements. Now you'll be sitting up in this position here. So you're going to have one leg out to the side, one knee on the ground, hands behind ears. Starting off, just take it nice and light. So just going into a little mermaid movement here. So you'll see I'm lifting up out of my pelvis, reaching over to the side and returning back up. Little progression here is a rotate to look down towards the ground, feeling the lengthening through the side of your body. Return to center and come back up. Bowing over to the side, rotate and twist, return and pull all the way back up. So coming over, rotate to face the ground, return to center and come back up. An alternate progression is coming over, reach the arms, hands back behind ears, coming back up. Over, reach the arms out straight, bring the arms back in and come back up. Puppy. Coming over to the other side when you're ready. So we've got 10 seconds rest and we go straight over to the other side. So leg extends right out, maintain the length through the spine. And then when you are ready, we're going to reach over to the side and come all the way back up. Making sure that you can imagine that you're between two little panes of glass and you're not leaning forwards or backwards. So lift right up out of the pelvis and hold yourself through these obliques. Probably giving you way too many options here, but if you do want another option as well, arms out straight, reach to the side and return all the way back up. So you will feel both obliques working here. Ideally though, you'll stay with this option of reach over, twist and rotate, return to center and come back up. I find this one the most challenging. Reach over, twist and rotate, return to center and come back up. Only 5 seconds left here. Twist and rotate, return to center and come back up. Whew. Have a little break for a second. Now from here, you're going to be rotating slightly up on high knees. Knees about hip width apart, and then you're going to start with your arms reaching right up overhead. Starting now, we lean back at the hip joint, reaching the arms out in front, and then come right back up, reaching the arms overhead. So keeping your head and shoulders and knees and hips all aligned. As you lean back, your arms reach back out in front of the body and then return all the way back up, squeezing through the quads. Inner thighs will be firing as well as those abs. So we've warmed up those abs just a little bit in those previous few exercises. Now you will have your comfort level to go back to. So if you want to, you can go right back, but that's really going to switch on through those quads. So just go back to the level that you can really feel your abs engaging and your quads switching on. One last one. Whew, fantastic. Okay, catch your breath for a second. I hope you're feeling as warm as I am because I really feel this series. Now, different options. If your shoulder is being a bit of a pest, you can keep your elbows down on the box, or if your shoulder's behaving pretty well, you can bring your hands to the box. Into mountain climbers, knee towards opposite wrist or elbow, whatever is feeling best for today. Now, you can slow the movement right down if you'd like to, keeping your shoulders right over the top of your wrists, spreading your weight out across your whole hand so that your wrist is not bearing the whole load in a really uncomfortable way. Or if you're feeling quite energetic, you can turn it into quite a fast-paced mountain climber. Totally up to you, but I want you to feel that lengthening through your rib cage so that your obliques are firing to support you here. Whew. So slow it down if you need to. Little twist and rotate, tiny little pivot through the hips, but keep the head in line with the spine, not dropping. 2, 1. Oh my gosh. Now, from here, we go into a skydiver movement. So I'm going to shift my box right out of the road here. And then, little puppy, can you get right in your way? Okay, I think you can see me here. So with this movement, you engage through your back, reach the arms forward, pull them back in, lower back down. Lift up, reach for the box, elbows back down, lower to the ground. So with this series, you can stay up the whole time if you'd like to, continuous reaching forward and pulling back. You'll see here I don't straighten my arms. I feel like for you at the moment, this may be a little bit too much of a reach and it may stir up through your neck a little. So just keep it nice and light and go with a little lift, reach forward, pull back down using glutes and lats and lower to the ground. So lift up, everything lifts up as a really nice unit. You should feel abdominals firing, glutes firing and lats firing. Last one for good luck. Woo! And then rest. Beautiful. Now from here we go straight back into the obliques again. So I'll bring my box back in. Starting off with your elbow on the box. Now, option here. See my bottom knee, it's on the ground. My top leg is up straight. And then what I'm going to do is reach underneath my body and return back to the ceiling. Reach under my body, return back to the ceiling, squeezing through the back line of your body as you return back up. Now, progression here, if you want more of a challenge, it looks like this. Coming up, so top leg is forwards, bottom leg is down. Twist and rotate, return to the ceiling. And at any point, if you need to, you can place that knee back down on the ground, twist and rotate, and return back up, lifting up and out of this shoulder. Twist and rotate, return back up. Only 5 seconds left here. Whoa, not even done the first round yet. And switching over to the other side. So you can stay exactly where you are, but I'll do a little pivot around, sorry puppy, so you can see me. So remember, you can either be on knee or you can keep both legs long and extended. It's up to you which option you choose. Reach under the body, return back up to the ceiling. Reach under the body and return back up. Reach under, so really twist and rotate through the spine. Try not to force it, keep it as controlled as possible. And don't think about squishing your obliques. A lot of the time people think about crunching up underneath. I want you to think about maintaining that length and you're going to get so much more out of those obliques. So remember, if you do need to rest at any time, knee down on the ground. Reach underneath your body, return back to the ceiling, and give your shoulder a break for a moment if you need to, if it's too much load. Reach under the body, return to the ceiling. We've got only 5 seconds left now. Reach under the body, return to the ceiling, and one last one. Beautiful. Okay. My goodness. Okay. This one, lying down on your back. So I'm going to shift my box out of the way. Completely down on your back. Hands behind head. Now think about little frog with feet and straps. So starting off, really glide your ribcage down towards your pelvis, roll up and hold. So you should feel like you can sustain this rolled up position for a little while. Maintain a neutral spine. Knees and toes spiral out wide. Knees pull in towards your chest and extend away. Knees in and extend away. So really focus on blowing your legs away from you. Externally rotate through the hips as you pull your knees in and then zipper up through the inner thighs as you extend the legs back out straight. So really inhale through the nose. Actually push those legs away. I love this exercise. We go for 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Final exercise of this series. Oh, I think you'll like this one. I hope you'll like this one. Hands up on top of the box. Or enjoy 5 seconds being really sweaty. And then knees hover off the ground. So see here, I've got a flat back position. Then from here, I kick one leg, then the other. Now you should really feel your tummy switching on with this one. So keeping everything stable, alternating kickbacks. So think knees hover on the ground and one at a time, the heel kicks up towards the ceiling, aiming to have about a 90-degree bend in that knee. I flex my foot as well, so see how my foot is currently flexed on the ground. I keep it in that position so that I can maximize glute recruitment as I kick back. Whew, my gosh, this is really the hardest one. Before we go back to the very beginning, tummy on strong, kick back. So glutes and abs and upper body all paired up here. Oh, beautiful. Back to the beginning. So, coming up on top of your box, I'm bringing my right leg forwards first. I can't remember which one we did, but we'll still do both. We go lunge down, bow forwards at the hip joint. Lunge down, bow forwards at the hip joint. I'm going too fast. I'm going to slow it down a fraction so that we really focus on glute med and BMO control. Lunge first, then bow forwards at the hip joint as if you're diving out of the pelvis. Lunge forwards, bow at the hip joint. Lunge and bow forward at the hip joint. You should be feeling the leg that's at the front through the glute. If you're feeling through the hip flexor of the back leg, potentially think about how much you're load bearing through that back leg. Whew. Good work, switch legs. Now other leg forwards and place this one right up on top of the step. If you're feeling a bit bunched up, just come a little further away from the step because this back leg should be nice and light. Starting off when you're ready. Lunge down, bow forwards at the hip joint. Imagine that your hips are like little headlights pointing straight ahead and then down at the ground, not veering off the road. So lunge and then bow at the hip joint. Lunging down, bow forwards at the hip joint. Lunge down and bow forwards at the hip joint. Chest is nice and proud, sink down with control and bow forwards at the hip joint. Lunge down, bowing forwards at the hip. Lunge down. Oh my goodness, this just keeps on going on this side. I feel like we didn't get through as much on the other. Bow forwards at the hip joint, really zipper up through that pelvic floor. Make Making sure you're nice and strong through the core. Fantastic work. Now, I believe we are into, no, I've got to check my list. We are into alternating pike taps. So I'll shove my box out of the way. And then, plank position. We start in 1 second from a plank position. Reach back for the ankle. Reach back for the ankle. I don't know if you're the same, but I find that I can get so much lower towards my ankle in the second round. In the first round, I feel like I get like mid-shin. Woo! Reach back. So your arms shouldn't feel like they're taking on all of the load here. I want you to think about the arms being quite light. Like, you know, when you're playing Jenga, you can easily pull out that little wooden block because it's not load bearing. So the arms should feel kind of light like that. It's late in the day, my cues are getting a bit obscure. But really come forwards into that plank and then reach right back towards the ankle. So pivoting through the mid-back. Oh, thank goodness. Sit back for a second. And then I think we go into mermaid. We do. Straight into mermaid. So with this one, I'm setting myself up tall. I extend my right leg out to the side. Hands behind my head. Reach over, twist and rotate, return to center, and come back up. Reach over, twist and rotate, return to center, and come back up. Remember, options are coming over, reach the arms out straight, return, and come back up. Reach over, extend, return, and come back up. Or the final option, which is reaching right over to the side and come all the way back up. So many options here. As long as you're really feeling that lengthening through the side and then squeeze through those obliques to come back up. Should definitely be most of all through these obliques here. One last one. Oh my gosh. Other side. Top leg extends. Bottom knee is bent underneath you. Hands supporting behind the head. Maintain that length through your spine. Pelvic floor lifts up. And when you are ready, we're going to come over to the side. Twist and rotate, return to center, and come back up. Make sure this hip doesn't sit back behind you. Keep that hip forwards. So coming over, twist and rotate, return to center, and come all the way back up. You can see I'm a little bit weaker on my left obliques. Oh my gosh. So slow it right down if you need to, so that you really feel a lovely coordinated contraction of the obliques. Twist, and then return to center and come back up. Coming down, twist and rotate, return to center and come back up. We think we can squeeze in 2 more. Coming down, twist and rotate, return to center, come back up. One last one. Down, twist and rotate, return to center, come back up. Okay, coming along now, we go into the quad exercise. Now this is probably going to be one of the harder ones for you. Starting up nice and tall, head in line with the rest of the body. We start with the arms overhead, and then as you lean back, reach the arms forward, engage through the core, engage through the quads, and come straight back up. So think about the core and the quads being all connected as one unit, that anterior chain of the front of the body. So you're really connecting it. So it's not just the quads that are trying to pull you all the way back up. Think about the quads assisting hugely, but your abdominals are also assisting the rest of the upper body to come back up. So the quads are extending that knee joint, but then the rest of the abs are helping flex the upper body to return back up. Woo! And don't lose your balance. Sinking down, reach the arms forward. I'm throwing myself off now. Reach the arms forward, peeling back, and then return arms back to the ceiling. Okay, that is quads. Now we go into mountain climbers. Now, this is the one where you can really elevate your heart rate if you want to. So plank position, and I'll just show you. Slower option looks like that. One, then the other. And faster option is quite nimble, as if running, but holding a little bit more of the weight through the upper body so the legs can move quickly. I'm getting really sweaty, so I'm going to keep it as a slightly regressed option. One knee, then the other. Head in line with spine, trying not to let it drop. Now, I've still got 25 seconds, but I'll let you know when you've only got 12 seconds to go, and then you can run that last little bit. Chest proud, head in line with spine. So little deep neck flexors are working to stop that head from dropping. 10 seconds, so you can speed it up if you'd like to for that last little bit. I'm only doing 2 rounds today, so this is the last bit of the mountain climbers. Woo! And resting there. Now, we're moving through the back of the body now because we were very much dominant in planks for the first part of this series. So now this is where you come down into the skydiver movement. So lying flat on your tummy, then with this movement here, lift up, reach forward, bring the arms back in and lower to the ground. Maintain the length of the back of the neck, reach forward, pull back in and lower. Now you'll see here, I automatically engage through my glutes and I'm lifting up through the upper body as well. That's totally optional. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. However, since I'm a lot more warm in this round, I'm choosing to add that on. So lift, pull in and lower. Lift, see how my elbows are in line with my body and my fingertips are in line too. So I'm not letting those fingertips drop to the ground. Engaging through the core, lift, squeeze and reach, return back in and lower. I'm going to do one more because I love this exercise. And rest there. Beautiful. Hey, puppy. All right, that is the skydiver. Now we have the obliques. I'm going to pull this box in, knee on the ground, or leg extended, up to you. Reach underneath, return to the ceiling. Reach underneath and return to ceiling, or knee underneath you. Reach underneath and return to ceiling. So really twist and rotate through the body. Think about spinal rotation, ribs rotating around the spine. Reach under, return straight back up high. Reach under, return back up high. Think about that shoulder being a really nice stable base as well. So Siradasana, not collapsing into that shoulder girdle. Only 12 seconds left here, so challenge yourself to a couple on your toes. Remember the top leg is forwards. We've got 5 seconds left. And see my neck rotates with me. And rest there. Beautiful. Other side. You can simply change sides, but I'm going to bring my box around. Excuse me, my little darling. All right, setting yourself up when you are ready. Remember, knee on the ground or knee elevated, up to you. And when you're ready, reach underneath and return to ceiling. Reaching right underneath and return to ceiling. Reach right underneath your body and return back up. Reach right underneath and return back up. Keeping up with this movement here. Reaching underneath. Return back up high. Only 23 seconds left. You can have a knee on the ground. Sorry, very strong through this side. Not so much the other side. So I'm going to work on my other side more. 12 seconds left here. So challenge yourself, bottom leg lifts. And you've got 7 seconds. Reach underneath, return. 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Oh my gosh, wipe the sweat away. Oh, we've only got 2 more. I'm going to bring my box back over because we're going to go into the little frog exercise. Lying on your back, hello darling. And then hands supporting behind head, float the legs up to a tabletop position, heels together, toes externally rotate, pull the knees in and extend the legs away. Inhale in, my puppy, and extend away. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Now really focus on being lifted up through here. So it actually should feel quite light. I can easily rotate my neck. Probably helps that I had a good massage the other day. But keep your head nicely supported by the hands so you're not pulling on your head. Exhale those legs away. Blow them away from you. Remember, this is the second last exercise. Knees in. Exhale them away. One last one for good measure. And then we're going to finish off on the box with those little kickbacks. Oh my gosh, I hope you're as sweaty as I am. Maybe it's just a hot day today. Now, plank position, but with knees hovering over the ground. Then from here, spine in neutral, kick back, bring the foot back down. Kick back, bring the foot back down. So you'll see here, knees are just hovering over the ground, and I'm trying to keep the rest of my body as stable as possible. So woo, you may even feel your VMO switching on. Kick back, coming back down. Draw that belly button into your spine, maintain that nice long neutral spine. Kick back, return back down. You're right, little puppy. Kick back, return back down. We have got 12 seconds left. Whew. And only 7 seconds. Proud chest, hovering those knees on the ground, kick back, nice steady pelvis, and resting there. Beautiful. I'm going to pause this little thing and then come into a little bit of extension if you'd like to, because it is a lot of plank work in that series. So coming back, if your box or step is comfortable enough, you may like to pop a mat across it or some like a nice squishy towel, and then just doing a little bit of a lower down of the pelvis and lift back up towards the ceiling. So a little lower down, and if your box is quite, like it's got quite a sharp edge, you can allow your upper body to come up a little bit. I just love to do a little bit of an opening up through the spine here. A little lower, a little lift. Oh, one last one. And then coming down to lie completely on your back. One knee over the side and looking all the way over the other shoulder. Now you can do a little reach forward through the spine and then open all the way up to the other side. And one more here, reaching over and coming all the way to the other side. And now we're going to switch sides and then open that arm all the way over to the other side. Coming forwards, opening all the way back over. And one last one here, reach forwards and open that arm all the way out to the side. Oh, that feels so good. Hug the knees to the chest. A little bit of rocking here. If you're tight through your hips, you can do a quick crossover stretch. And then do the other side. You can hold it for longer. I just got to run. And then final movement. Little cobra stretch here. Hands down next to your shoulders. And shoulders back and down. A little lift up through the body. And then relax back down. And one last one here. Little lift up, looking all the way over one shoulder and all the way over the other. And actually, for good measure, if you'd like to, hands down by your sides, palms up or palms down, whatever is most comfortable for you. And a little lift from side to side just to get that little mid-back moving nice and free. And then you are all done. I hope you enjoyed this session today. Let me know if you've got any exercises that you'd like to add into another series. Otherwise, have a lovely rest of your week. Bye.